Welcome back, gold and crypto traders. Today we have two important events. The first one is FOMC Meeting Minutes and the NVIDIA earnings. Every single trader and investor in the world are glued to the screens for these events. If you didn't know, last week we made thousands and thousands of pips. On the screen you should see 16,000 pips which we made just in a single week, thanks to gold and Bitcoin. And of course there was a little bit of NASDAQ short. And this week we're looking for thousands of more pips. And the reason why is because the macro environment remains structurally bullish. And this is driven mostly by the Fed's dovish hold, which is surrounded the 10th of December interest rate decision. If all of these fundamentals and macroeconomics is intimidating to you, I have a good news for you. Currently there's a Black Friday sale, lifetime membership for the alphafx community only for £399. You don't have to pay a single penny more, one fee, one payment, and you joined for life. If you want to get access to my signals, to my analysis, to my macroeconomic view, this is the best place to learn. And also I'll guide you through on the most important macroeconomic events. For example, on today's FOMC Meeting Minutes, we are going to live trade for members only. It won't be streamed on YouTube. And tomorrow there's going to be NFP, which the team members will get a signal or a front-running position ahead of the NFP data release. If you want to be part of the team and if you want to trade with ease during high impact events, this is your place. If you're tired of losing by drawing lines on the chart and nothing is working out and you can't figure out why the market is moving on high impact events, then this is your place. Join the alphafx community and be part of the winning team. And now let's go to the technical analysis. First thing to do is check the running positions which were entered today. On the screen you should see my live MetaTrader. You can see down at the bottom that today, November 19th, I opened 3 positions. All of them are in profit. I think the highest one was around 350 pips. Now it's 300, 277 and 180 pips. These positions were shared in Discord in the private members group. You can see I sent out the morning analysis, which was a extensive macroeconomic research that I put together every single morning, touching topics such as macroeconomics, geopolitics, monetary policy issues, fiscal issues, if there's any government related, so politics as well. And I also included my entry at the morning in the morning briefing or during the morning briefing, which was a live Zoom meeting. I also entered another position, and after that another position. Everything was shared with the team members, and this is the result. Now this is not magic, this is not drawing lines on the chart. Of course technical analysis is important, but the first thing you need to understand is how to read the market. Market sentiment is extremely important to understand, and today I'm going to show you how I did it. So the first thing I did, I was reading the market sentiments. How did the Asian markets close? I will give you a full forecast for tonight's FOMC, but first things first. So by looking at the Asian markets, you can see that everything was red. Nikkei, Hang Seng, Dow Jones and S&P yesterday closed in red. European markets bounced back a little bit, but in the morning everything was red as well. Now this moody negative sentiment in the market is mostly because of the bad earnings from 2 AI companies in Asia and also the broken confidence in the AI story. Because when you look at the market and when you look at these big tech companies, the valuations. So during COVID, the market bounced back, and it didn't just bounce back, it reached new highs. So let me show you where we are at the market right now. So NASDAQ started to fall during COVID. This was COVID. The market corrected about 30%. And since that, look at that, where we are now. So from $6,000 per share on the index, it increased to $26,000. This is absolutely insane. And when you look at the earnings of these AI companies, I can tell you that they're not good. So investors are expecting some ridiculously highly expectations with the money, but they just can't deliver it now. Data centers are expensive, energy is expensive, and the US cannot produce enough energy for these data centers. Events today that we can trade, it's too early to trade the big correction in the future. Today we have FOMC Meeting Minutes, and if you followed the monetary policy, you should know that Jay Powell was very clear in the last 4 or 5 years that they're making data-dependent decisions, meaning that if there is no data, don't expect the Fed to cut interest rate or to increase interest rate, because they have nothing to use as a guide. They are flying blind. And so when you look at the Fed watch tool, you can see that the market is really divided between whether the Fed is going to hold interest rate or cut 25 basis points. Now, this division is signaling an uncertainty in the market. Half of the market thinks that the Fed should cut interest rate because when you look at the labor market data, rising unemployment, no job creation. Actually, there's a job destruction in the US right now. Half of the market thinks that the Fed should intervene and cut interest rate. But the other half thinking like, okay, we were flying blind for 42 days during the government shutdown. There's absolutely no reason for the Fed to cut interest rate because we don't know what's coming. We don't know how bad was the data. Maybe the data was good and the US economy is overheating. So going back to the chart, Jay Powell, I don't expect that he's going to make a rushed decision based on the fact that we were flying blind in the last few weeks. So now that we discussed most of the macroeconomics drivers in the market, let's have a look on gold. And by the way, the positions currently are running at 327 pips. Oh, one thing I forget, if you want to join the alphafx community, currently there is a discount to join only in only on Telegram. So if you want to join for a lifetime membership, £399, which is usually £699. If you go to the website, it's £599. If you want to join for £399, go to my Telegram or check the link below the video. This is a lifetime offer and this is only valid for until Friday. There's only free membership left. So go to my Telegram or check the link below the video. And moving back to the chart, you can see that the FOMC Meeting Minutes is coming in about, let's say, 8 hours. And you can see that gold is in a corrective flag. Well, we don't know whether it's a bear flag or it's actual continuation of the bullish trend. But the good thing is that market broke to the upside. And one thing I can tell you straight away, that we finally out of this consolidation. First price bounced back from the 4,000 price level, slowly crawling back to 4,100. And here, where it was a structural important resistance level, it broke through with an impulse move. And as I say, every impulse move is followed by a retracement. So if you want to trade this one, there's a high opportunity or high probability that price is going to retest or retrace after the impulse move, because every impulse move is followed by retracement. So once it does retrace and retest this important price level, I will be looking for entries again for a long position. And the profit target will be always the previous high. Remember, we're talking about 200, 300 pips from this entry, and the next take profit level is going to be somewhere around 4,150. Use this channel as your guide. This is where we use technical analysis, not to forecast the market, but to find entries and exits. To forecast the market, we use hard economic data, hard monetary policy and fiscal policy expectations and guidance from the Fed and the government. And technicals are only there to find entries and exits. As you can see on the screen, we're still running in huge profits. Once again, if you would like to join the alphafx community to get daily signals and guidance, go to the website, go to my Telegram and find the best package for you. Remember that spaces are limited. Once it's gone, then you have to wait until Christmas or New Year to get into my community. Moving back to the chart. So once again, I'm expecting price to pull back a little bit before FOMC, but because the market right now structurally bullish, so everything is pointing into the direction that the market is going to continue higher, I'm expecting Jay Powell to be somewhat neutral today or slightly dovish on the hold, and this could induce another price action to the upside. And one of the best ways to get your account ready for such a high impact event as the FOMC Meeting Minutes is to get some deposit bonus. Now, Forex is in the market for a decade, and we're using ForexC as satisfied clients for over 5 years now, and I can highly recommend them. Withdrawals are easy, deposits are easy, and currently ForexC is offering a 50% deposit bonus, meaning that if you deposit $1,000, you get 500. If you deposit 2,000, you get 1,000. And this is play money. This is free money. This is added to your margin, but you can make profit with it. So do not miss this opportunity, because this will not be forever. But the good thing is that if you claim your deposit bonus, you can use it to trade, and you can trade high impact events, and you can only profit from this. If you blow the deposit bonus, there's nothing wrong, because you can still get your capital. So essentially, you are not risking your own money. You're risking Forex's money to play on high impact events. But once you make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 or even higher, you can claim that profit. You can withdraw it as you want in crypto. You can do it straight to your bank account, to your credit card, whatever you want. They have tons and dozens of withdrawal options. Now, once again, today is FOMC, and after that we are going to have NVIDIA earnings. Now, FOMC is going to affect all of the markets, and I highly recommend to join the alphafx community, because I'm going to live trade it. I'm going to interpret everything that I read in the FOMC meeting minutes. So it's going to be at 7 o'clock GMT. If you want to join, go to alphafx.tu. Thank you so much, guys. This is the alphafx.